You in here? Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speak up. Anonymous activity, body beat stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and ease up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's try that again. Welcome. Welcome to the Ultimate DJ Music Review and More Talk Show. I am your host, Miss Tosh B. And another week has gone past. A lot of stuff has happened. I said that I would hit you guys uh, last week with the upcoming news, but so much has happened since then. Iran has been bombed. And oh, it's just so much happening right now. Uh, I fear for all the children, I guess, at this moment, with all the stuff going on. I guess that's my most concern right now because grown-ups kind of know what they're doing. So, you know, we can't hold no flame to them because grown-ups know what they be doing. So, we watch and observe and see how this thing is going to go. And then meanwhile, in the diaspora, the war is still surging uh, between the crew. I seen a young lady jump on. I don't know if it was TikTok or X or something, but she was kind of pretty angry about Black Americans not, jumping in the fight, and the reason why things are happening is because of Black Americans. No, we are the reason why things are not happening. A lot of times people don't realize that, but right now we are the reason why things are not happening. And I know it's hard for people to understand that, but that's the truth. And also, I'm waiting for BLIZM to jump in here. We got a great artist coming in the door today. I know everybody is getting ready for the South by Southwest Festival. As you all know, I am one of the tastemakers for Making It Magazine, and which is one of the events at South by Southwest Festival. I am also one of the uh, one of the recommended podcasts or recommended media, and I am also one of the registered DJs. And I know that this young man coming to the stage is also one of those type of people. He is, I believe, a rapper and a DJ, and also one of the tastemakers for Making It Mag for the South by Southwest Festival. So I know everybody is gearing up to be doing that, and we have our people going out there, Dr. Period and Fly Tie, and Miss Sheikah and the crew. So they're going to be all over South by Southwest Festival. So you guys look out for Dr. Period, Fly Tie, MU, Rude, Bronche, Mishika, all out there in the neighborhood doing their doggone thing. They have a album out right now, and I know a lot of people dropped. I know that who Miss Relevant dropped on the 8th, I believe. Les J dropped on the 8th or the 9th. JSAP Illis dropped. His joint is out. Who else dropped? We just did an interview with him last week or the week before. His song drop is Fly too. That was last week, right? Who else? Uh, Reek Hamza is thriving. Dude Dynamic. I know that we know that Tall and Boney dropped because we did a a preview of his song. And also who dropped? Classic. Classified drop. Classic joint is also fly. I think I shared that to my threads page. So if you guys go through my threads, you'll see all the different artists that we've interviewed and stuff and that are really up and coming. And also the Mako Girls. The Mako Girls dropped too. So they have a new song out and I'm very proud of them. They were working on something for like Dallas Austin, I believe. And I'm hoping that they did pretty good with that right there. And in the meantime, and in being in between time, look for the Making It Compound at Crazy Conscious, 67 Rainy Street, Austin, Texas, this weekend from the 13th until the 18th. You guys can enjoy some of these artists that I'm telling you about because all of them will be in the building. And also, I believe that BLIZM is one of them that's supposed to be in the building. Also, I don't know where he is. You guys know how I am about being on time and stuff. I don't know what's going on with him. Um, but I left a message. Let's see what happens. Because you guys know I am strictly for the rules when it comes to being on time. What else? What else? What else? There's so much going on, man. I'm so thankful to be in a part of this stuff that's happening right now. I got to be honest with you. This has just been amazing. Jill Scott dropped. She has an amazing album. Um, Dumani, y'all know about him for years and years and years. I like. He's such an intelligent young man. I believe that he is Ti's prophet child. And who else? Who else? And then King, Little King dropped a little song just recently. His little last song is pretty hot. I like that song. Um, Trauma, Family Trauma or Trauma Bond. I like that song by Ti. Y'all, of course, know I like Let Him Know because I had shopped that. What else? What else? What else? Oh, got a wonderful present last night on the Ultimate DJ Blend Battle page. Miss Cheryl the Pearl Cook showed up last night, so she's one of our participants on the page. That was, and I don't know if anybody know, but Miss Cheryl the Pearl Cook is from the group The Sequence, and her, Miss Jill Scott, and Angie B. There's some other people, and Angie B. and not Jill Scott, Angie Scott, Angie Stone, and a couple of other people. Man, I was just so happy to see her show up on the page last night. That was a blessing for us. No, not that we don't have a lot of other people, but to have one of the greats and the greatest to come and grace our page last night, I think that all the DJs on our page should throw a complimentary blend just for her showing up on the page. So that would be a good thing to see going on. Now I don't know where BLIZM is. I'm gonna start cussing and stuff in a minute because y'all know how I am, right? Anyway, some of the questions, being that he's not here right now, um, maybe I can answer some questions as we go along. What core message you're with your audience, and why is that important in today's world? For me personally, the thing that I am trying to leave as far as music is called legacy. There's so often times in the music business that people forget to give credit diligence to the people that came before, the people who actually made the music. I'm starting to see a lot of people represented in the room in such a way that they're taking claim to someone else's intellectual property. And and we call it copyrights, property. And so to watch it right now, so later on in life, it reminds me of back in the day when we were like in early stages of music, and music was getting stolen from the younger artists, and like the people like the Temptations. I think that the Five Heartbeats kind of depicted it the best with the changing of the cover of the magazine or the album cover to be something else. Elvis Presley kind of is the prime example of everything that we're seeing today, except that the difference is that they've put a color on it this time. They've not uncolored it, but they've now colored it and repackaged it and trying to sell it back to us. And so my contribution to this thing is to keep our legacy going further than right now. If you look at my description, it says celebrating 100 years of music. Not just black music, but music overall, because there were some people that came in underneath the black coat, um, that were actually white people, like the Rolling Stones, like the Bee Gees. The Bee Gees followed through, and their hits were from Tavares, and so they had took the soul of Tavares with the Bee Gees and became American mainstream artists, just like the Rolling Stones did with Brown Sugar and a couple other songs. They hit the main market by using black music. But the difference between them, the Beatles and people like them, is that they actually gave um, reverence to black Americans. When they actually settled into the music, people like Loose Ends and who else? Soul to Soul. They always gave reverence back to the black Americans, Fela Kuti, and but we're not seeing that now. What we're seeing is a lot of uh, what's the right word? What's the right word? What would I want to call it? Discrediting. Yeah, we can use discrediting. That's what we're seeing a lot in the music world right now. So me as one of the artists and one of the people out here in the world, my contribution, or my give back to this thing, um, it's simply history. Okay, when you step behind the turntables or the mic, what energy are you trying to give the crowd that they can't get from anyone else? Me, I need for them to party. I'm a person that likes to party. So if I'm and I'm different. I'm different as a poet than I am as a DJ. So when I'm DJing, I'm a party person. I like to see people dance. Something about stomping the ground for Black Americans bring up energy from the dirt. It's like almost calling up the ancestral spirits, and uh, a lot of people don't understand that we are native to this land, and because they don't understand that we're native to this land, they don't understand the rituals that go along with Black Americans. So for me, when I'm playing music, I'm always trying to get people to stomp their feet and clap their hands and uh, um, sing a joyful noise to the Lord. As far as on the microphone, excuse me, y'all. When I am doing poetry, um, my goal is to make you think about it. I don't want to get too deep, like a lot of poets go extremely deep, but I say little metaphors and things that we know from childhood or from the Bible or just everyday conversations, and I try to incorporate them all into things that would be uh, more potent to the brain wave, and it'll make you think like, you know what, that's right, or that's wrong, but I don't, I try not to take them too deep unless I'm in a slam battle. If I'm in a slam battle, then it's different. I wanted to recognize that. And I also, while I'm saying slam battle, I want to give a shout out to our hometown homie, Mr. Saul Williams Jr., Stacy from Newburgh, New York. He's one of our fellow poets from home. And I would like to give a shout out to him because he's so humble that I don't know if you guys paid attention, but he didn't show up. You didn't see him in any pictures. You didn't see him at any award shows. You didn't like that's how humble he's always been. And he's so humble that nobody even realized that he wasn't around. And even in the movie, I was watching a lot of our hometown people say stuff like, I didn't even realize that was him. I realized it immediately as soon as I seen him because he looked just like his dad. I was like, oh, yo, look at Stacy. But I just want to give a shout out to Saul Williams and tell him what a magnificent job he did in the Sinners movie. And don't think that I didn't notice his presence. We're also friends on Twitter, so I do get a chance to shout him out and stuff. But I want to give a live shout out because with all the stuff going on, I didn't see anyone do that. I didn't see anyone say, our brother Saul is missing out of the group, and he was a very intricate part of this movie. Without him, the movie couldn't have been as potent because he was actually playing the part that his father has always played in his life, his whole life. So it was almost as if he was playing his father to himself. And I don't think people realize what an intricate role that was for him. And like I said, I'm one of those poets. So explaining poetry, Saul comes before me because he is the original slam poet from Newburgh, New York. So I just wanted to say that. Hip hop started with DJ controllers, the vibe of the party. As a rapper DJ, mic. I mean, through the music. Hip hop started with DJ controller. With control, hip hop is still that way. Don't nothing rock without the DJ. Like if you don't have a good DJ on your set, the chances are great your set is going to be quite boring. I tell people this all the time. The chances are great that your set is going to be quite boring. Because the DJ does set the pace for the show. The DJ rocks it out how they want to. And then once everybody's good and lit, we take uh, um, suggestions or recommendations and stuff. Because now everybody lit enough want to give up a dollar, make the play what they want to play. Because when they get drunk, want to get out of control and stuff, and so now they try to do what they try and do, and not what we doing. But it be at the end of the day, so they can kind of do what they want to do, and that's not them. As long as everybody is dancing, because usually Once they lit like that, they ready to party anyway. So you set the beginning of the party up, and then you let the rest of the night kind of take what it take on. As long as it don't get out of control. You never rock a party to a point where it get out of control. If it's no longer fun, stop the music and immediately exit. What's one record that completely changed the way you approach DJing and rapping, and why did it hit you so hard? What's one record? Um, I think Punkin and the Profile All Stars, the King of the Beats. Not the King of the Beats. What is that? Punkin and the All Stars, Scratch On Galaxy mix. Um, because it had everything in it. It had everything. It had rhythm. It had all these different cues in it, and it like it hit every beat and boom, 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 pop, ah, ee. It has everything. It just has everything in it. Boom, 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 boom. It just has everything. So the song that changed my life as a DJ would be Punkin and the Profile All Stars um, Galaxy Scratch. What else? In today's era of streaming and viral moments, how does a real DJ still control the culture and break new records? Very carefully. Very, very carefully. Very carefully. Because you don't want to promote the wrong type of artist that is really just a one hit wonder trying to promote an album. Sometimes they bring you their greatest song first, and then you promote them, and then everything else to follow is trash. So, as a DJ, what I suggest to people is to go through the album and pick out what you think is gonna slap in that club. Don't let the album, the first song, be your major promoter, because a lot of people kind of get over on a streaming service like that. Like they'll have that first hit, and then the rest of the music would be trash. Like Megan Thee Stallion is really good for that. She'll have like one good song and then come out with an album, but then the rest of the album is trash. So, and that's like it's almost like sorcery. That's like treachery. It's like sorcery. And so, yeah, that's one of the things that I would avoid. Why does that look like that? It looks like I have like something underneath my, and I don't. I don't. I got a whole neck in there, y'all. um, when people listen to your show or listen to your set, what do you want them to remember about you as an artist? Um, hmm, thorough. I want them to know that I took time to thoroughly look into them. I want them to thoroughly take time to look into me and not see what they think they see, but actually see what's there. Because once they thoroughly look into me as an artist and as a DJ, what they'll realize is that is I'm real intricate, real intricate. Be honest. What hurts your soul? more as a DJ. If you get a bad request from the crowd or a rapper rapping off beat on your track, the rapper rapping off beat is the worst thing in the world. And I watch that so often. Um, I watch it so often. It's hilarious. I gotta be honest. It's like one of the funniest shit. When you listen to him, like you be wondering, like who he talking to, or what he trying to do. And I'm the worst person to have as artist development. I think I was like the worst artist development agent or I'm good at it though. Don't think I'm not good at it. I'm good at it though. But I'm annoying, and the reason why I say I'm annoying as artist development is because I'm gonna make you do it again and again and again. We're not gonna stop when you say stop because it's not. If it don't sound right to me, we gotta hit the booth one more time. We going back in there, try it one more again. Nah, do it like this. Nah, change that up right there. Nah, move that right there. Nah, fix that right there. Yeah, drop that out of there. Add this right there. Put that back in. So I'm like one of the worst type of artist development people to be in the studio because it's gonna come out of there crispy. Believe that it's coming out of there crispy. But yeah, that rapping off beat is the worst one for me. If you had to choose one, lose your headphones, lose your laptop, or lose your voice before a show, which disaster are you surviving? Probably losing my headphones. That's the only thing I would survive before a show is losing my headphones because everything else I could probably manually maneuver. Other than that, that wouldn't be a disaster. I could survive that. What's the wildest or most ridiculous request you've ever gotten while DJing? The twerk song. Somebody asked me to do a twerk song, the twerk song by D-Lo, Boss Man D-Lo. And normally, if you check out my set, normally I'm not really into that kind of music. Like if it'll be like, but he the way he wanted it, I could finesse it. And then later on, it took me a while, but I wind up putting the blend up there for him. So um, yeah, Boss Man D-Lo, the twerk song when it was real wild, he was asking me to put it up because he thought that it would be one of them blends that if I threw it up on my page, it would get a lot of likes at the time. But I didn't want that kind of publicity. Is it you really represent who you are in this thing. If you could ban one thing from hip hop forever, fake chains, ghostwriters, or DJs who don't scratch, what's getting eliminated? Um, None of those things can get eliminated. I don't mind any of those things. What I would eliminate in hip hop is the naked women. Like the girls with all they with they they lips and stuff hanging out and they breasts hanging from underneath their shirt. I would like to see a little more class. Because the fellas is jazzy. The girls not even realize the fellas got on clothes. The girls, pardon me, y'all. The girls are butt naked, but the fellas got on clothes. The fellas is jazzy as hell. I don't even think the women even realize it. I'm looking at the girls. I walk down the block today fully clothed. You know, and I'm gonna turn ahead regardless. Y'all know what it is. But and it was alarming to the women standing around me. And I'm looking at them like, no, this how you supposed to dress. Like you're not supposed to be, butt naked and stuff in a nightgown outside. Like you're not supposed to have. the bottom of your butt hanging from underneath your shorts. Your shorts supposed to tuck perfectly right up underneath your butt so that it give it that little round horseshoe shape, and you're supposed to have on the right underwear that hold on to it and keep it all stacked the right way. Like women don't even wear the right underwear nowadays. So if I was going to get rid of anything in the hip hop world, I would get rid of the lewd and lasciviousness of the women, because the fellas ain't dressing like that. The fellas are fully dressed and sharp as shit. I don't know, the fellas be fly as hell, and the girls be offbeat and off case. Just butt naked like they at the strip club. And so, if you at the strip club, you might well go to the strip club, because I like fanciful ladies. I like, ladies that like to present. Let's stir the pot. Do you think DJs or rappers deserve more respect in the culture, and why? Absolutely. Absolutely. The DJs deserve a lot more respect, because nothing moved without the DJ. Everything began in hip hop with the DJ, with the beat, which came from the eras of blues, jazz, disco, R&B, like all the rhythms that are in hip hop are predeceased, or predecessors. We are predecessors of all of these genres which make up rap itself. And so I think every one of those people deserve their flowers, from Chic to, Frankie Beverly always gets his flowers, but we have like so many groups out there, that taken music to such a level that we could be able to create hip hop itself. And a lot of people don't give those people credit first. The first origins of this thing that we didn't create, but we recreated as hip hop artists, as DJs, and as rappers. We recreated the culture of those that came before us. So, do I think that those people deserve respect? Absolutely. Because without them, there could be none of this at all. They were the greatness to this thing we call hip hop. Do you think today's hip hop artists respect the DJs the way the figures like Grandmaster Flash were respected, or has the culture shifted too far? No, 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 absolutely not. Absolutely not. The people are still on the DJ. Like, the DJ still get mad love. The radio station don't get no love no more, but the DJ get mad love. We still out here. We still bop it. We still do it daily. Like, we market and network through each other. The radio station don't get the thrive that it used to, because it be having trash on there. The DJs know what to play because we play it. We know what to listen for. We know what to listen to. So there's some things that people are pushing because it's become a capitalistic thing for them. Like, they've taken hip hop and turned it into a capitalistic type of situation, and because of it, the real music is not being played. So what happens is that throughout the DJ networks, we know what to play. So the radios don't get the airplay like the DJs get it. So that's what happens when it comes to streaming and internet and stuff like that. What happens is that we get a chance to market toward each other. And most DJs know, if one DJ likes something, the rest of the DJs is gonna bop it, because we already know each other flavor. And so if we hear something, one of us, out of 100 of us, 20 of us gonna cop that too, because we gonna like the taste of that the same way as the other DJs. So yeah, no, no, DJs still get their mad love. Streaming numbers. run the industry now. That's what they say. But do you think streams actually represent real fans? Absolutely not. Or is the system being gamed? The system is gaming. The system is situated to get the most money out of you that it can get. That is what the system is designed to do as far as a musician is concerned. So, no, um, I do not think that. I tell everybody this though, like, because we have to go back to some of the old ways that work. Like, we're into this new age thing that's not working. That's why you see them trying to come up with these AI artists and shit. They trying to like hurry up and topple us out before we catch on to the fact that they've been robbing us the whole time, right? So I was saying to some of the other artists that what I would suggest that you guys actually do is get some flash drives and then sell them like that. And believe it or not, thank God that my teammates listen to me over at Making It, because they actually put your music on a flash drive and they'll put it on a compilation and sell it for you, so that you get out further. And I suggest that everybody does this. It's like the hustling. When, like I said to you before, when I seen Cardi B popping the trunk, like I told Reek Hamza, and his album is called Pop the Trunk, by the way. Um, when I seen Cardi popping them CDs out her trunk, I was proud of her, because that's how you got to get back to hustling. A lot of people forgot how to hustle. It got so convenient just to stream, and then COVID-19 made it worse, because then all we did was sit in the house. We got used to being in the house. It like it did something to us. So streaming became off the chain when that infectious part was going on in America. But once it stopped, the money stopped moving because we stopped moving around in the world. So I would suggest for all artists to get back to popping the trunk and selling your music hand to hand, because you'll get it to more people that way than if you do streaming. You can put it on streaming, but a lot of people pass music up because it's like thousands of people out there. You have to actually stop somebody and catch their attention. I'm a person that you gotta stop and say, "Yo, excuse me, miss, will you want to look at this right here?" And then it'll make me turn around and look at you, because other than that, I'll probably walk past it. So yeah, get back to the basics. Some people say hip hop has lost its message and become more about money and clout. Yeah, yeah, in a way. Do you agree, or is the culture just evolving? Well, everything evolves. Everything evolves. That beyond a reasonable shadow of a doubt. I mean, shit. A baby evolves. A baby goes from 2 to 3 to 4. I mean, goddamn. So, things evolve. It's not like that when it comes like as if music is not going to evolve. It went from classical to pianist to jazz to rock to, you know, so on and so forth and so forth. You feel me? So things evolve. We evolve as people. So of course music is going to evolve. Has it lost its message? Absolutely not. Rapping has changed hip hop, because everybody think they can rap, and then everybody thinking that they can rap, they just be saying shit after a while. And just anything that come to mind, that's what they be talking about. My toothbrush in the bathroom, it's on the floor, and everything I know, cause I know. It just becomes some old nonsense after a while. Anything come to mind, that's what become a rap. But hip hoppers are different. Hip hoppers take time, because hip hoppers are poets. Like that's our uh, first love. It's poetry, and poetry has everything to do with writing. And so when you see hip hoppers that are real thorough, it's because they're poets in their own right first, and then and they're writers as well. and composers at the same time. So you see rappers have way more depth than, I mean, hip hop has more depth than rappers. If you had the power to reset hip hop today, what's the first thing you would remove from the culture eating? Me. Uh, what would I remove from the culture? Wannabe. I would remove the wannabes. I would remove the people who just want to be in the scene, just want to be around, just want to be doing something. Just, like I would remove the wannabes because they make it unproductive for the real artists. They're pay for play people. So if it was in my power to remove anything, it would be the wannabes out of the, like in the Nation of Islam. I mean, not in the Nation of Islam, but in the seven, 5%er, we have a thing called show and prove. And the sevens have to show up not just with mouth, but with actual evidence of who and what they represent and how they represent, including family and everything. You gotta show and prove. It can't be no word of mouth stuff. So if they gave me the power to do anything, that's what I would do. I would have a show and prove on a regular basis. And everybody that don't cut it as far as, you know, being able to not in showmanship because people need training in showmanship. So that's not what I would devour or what I would release. But what I what I would like to see is um, a true interest in. Like I think in one of the interviews, I asked someone, "Why do you do this? Like like what's your purpose of doing this?" And they said, because my friends was doing it and stuff, and then I tried it, and then I do it too. So I went on and I did it too, and it kind of broke my heart right there. I kind of little broke my heart, right? Because I'm always looking for somebody to say, because I love it, because I love to do this. This is what I do. I love to do this. This is me. This is what I do. And so, if I could reset it, those moments like those, like the little, I'm doing it because my peoples did it, or I tried it and now I can do it, or I want to take it back to the artists who actually love to do this, that have training doing it. I would like to see a lot more classical training with singers, and not just TikTok girls jumping up and shaking their ass and becoming superstars and celebrities and can't really sing and stuff. And you know what I mean? Like I want to get rid of that right there. All that stuff right there need to go because it's make believe, it's play, it's capitalism, and it's fake. It's fake. Let's go there. Do you believe the DJ still breaks artists anymore, or is it all social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram now? See, they go right into what I'm saying, right? Um, the DJ can have the impact of disrupting the artist. Really. Um, yeah, the DJ has the power to disrupt the artist by all means. because we could just, we have a network, so we could just tell each other, nah, we ain't playing that, and then it just stopped right there. That's it. Some people might fall out of the ranks. We gonna always have those people that fall out of the ranks because, I got my own mind and I do my own thing. But for the most part, we stick together. We stick together on that rank. When it comes to, nah, you know, especially if you disrespectful. I don't know if you paid attention to Doja Cat and how she went so quickly like that, like she was up, and I kept pushing her. I kept pushing for her. I kept pushing for her. And then once she got up, like she turned into a whole monster. I was like, well, what happened to her? Like he just, because up until that point, I thought she could really do no wrong as an artist. I seen her and I thought like, this is amazing child right here. This She is amazing. And then something happened. And then I went the hell off. Cause how I push for you like that, man, through all out the DJs and everybody. I'm literally bragging all over the place on you, man. And then you turn into what on me? Like what? Wait, what? So, she was kind of, but then when I understood her story and the way they was explaining that Doja was having some issues and her brother was like physically hurting her and harming her. Like she was that baby been trying to skate through music for a long time. So I can understand the pressure of everybody else on her, which actually made me go back and apologize to her overall. But yeah, there's some times where I don't understand certain things going on, and I could break an artist too, like, and I know that Instagram and those places, they do make or break them because of the listeners, the audience attention, and the engagement. That's a requirement for those sites. So if you lose those things, then you lose a lot of capital when dealing with those type of sites. I've not yet become monetized, so I really don't have anything to lose just yet on this site. That's why I kind of just say whatever the fuck I want to say right now. I thought that might make somebody out there laugh. Um, 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 uh, um, yeah, so yeah, there's some things out there that could be changed, and we can break them and we can stop them. But going forward, uh, they need more artist management. Like a lot of people don't realize that the artists right now they need artist management. When I seen, and I don't know if you noticed the difference between Dochi and her concert, and she's falling and tripping all over the place, and they're late and stuff, and then Cardi's falling, and her wardrobe is like a strip club wardrobe, and then trying to everybody trying to out uh everybody trying to out hooker each other, but they don't have what they need in a artist development team, because artist development will have them sharper than what they are. But what happens right now is that they don't want to pay. They don't you know they don't want to pay for the artist development team. They want to harvest that money to themselves because they feel like, why should we have to pay that? I could do it too. You know and what happens is that later on down the line, the actual show lacks. I'm sorry, y'all. I was trying to fix the thing over there. I don't know if you see me looking up and all over the place, but I'm looking at the prompt, the monitor, where the questions are actually coming through at. They're coming in random, so I'm trying to look at the questions at the same time and not knock over my DJ equipment. Some fans say hip hop today is more about image than talent. Do you think artists have to look the part and more than they look the part more than they actually have to rap or DJ well? That's exactly what's happening. That was the last conversation of what I was saying is that artists right now are like now. I mean, like, look, where's BLIZM? This is a whole hour later. I've been very gracious and you know, and look, that should tell you. If that doesn't tell you, and I give them a chance to prove themselves. I don't really have to really do anything because you prove yourself. And with a lot of people, you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So when I see him out and about, and someone says to me, what do you think about him? And I'm gonna say I don't know what to think because like his word ain't about shit. Like that's what it turned into for me. His word don't mean nothing. Like for real. Like I don't know what's up with him. As far as I'm concerned, this nigga is gonna be a no call, no show. I wouldn't hire him. That's what I would tell somebody as an executive A&R. Right now, that's how I would describe it. I would be saying to people, he's a no show. I don't know what he do. I don't can't tell you. He ain't thorough enough. Like, he ain't say I can't be there. I ain't gonna be there. I might be there. You know what I'm saying? So I can't vouch for him as an artist. There's no vouch when it comes down to the tastemakers and the other DJs and everybody. I can't vouch for him because his word ain't about me. So no, artists can't just look the part; they have to actually be the part. That's the problem with them right now. Is that they too busy looking. But you got part. You got that is thorough and professional and business like on top of just being a rap or a DJ. There's always debate about ghostwriting in hip hop. Do you think it's acceptable? Well, ghostwriters have always been a part of hip hop. Now, with hip hop, with rappers, you're going to have a ghostwriter. With hip hop, you're not going to have ghostwriters because, like I said to you before, most hip hop artists are poets first. They're writers. They're literaries. They're for real. Like they always so rap. Most lyricists have a mind that's always creating. They're creators, and a lot of times creators don't like to be stomped on when it comes up with their stuff. So even with God is the same way. That's why Satan had to go. Satan was trying to create his own thing in the kingdom of heaven, and he had to go. So because of the same thing, because this my house, and I'm the creator in here, and you're unable to create underneath my wing like me, and that's the story of the ghostwriter, basically. Um, a lot of people argue that social media fame is replacing real musical skill. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Tyla is one of the ones that I am totally against. She is just a little shaky booty little girl easing in somewhere, trying to ease in. Them, she a snake, like Ma'am Dami. She a snake girl. She's somebody that's snaking her way through the industry. Do you think platforms like she's like Lori Harvey in that way, where I'm a little bit cute, and so I'm a little bit cute, so yeah, I'm gonna play this game, and I'm gonna ease in, and I'm gonna sneak in, and I'm gonna roll in, but I ain't really, yeah, it's a lot of them. Y'all gotta watch for them. It's a lot of them. I think I interviewed a group not long ago that's sneaking in like that under the guise of we supposed to be. I'm gonna leave that alone. Do you think platforms like TikTok are helping artists or hurting the art form? Well, TikTok is a thief. TikTok takes a lot of music and um, art form from other people, and then they use it. They allow their their side of TikTok to utilize it and get paid and monetize off of it, and then the actual creators get less than the person that's recreating. So TikTok is very, very serious with that. I would suggest that they fix that monetarily. That if somebody recreates or remixes your music and stuff, that you would get paid for the remix as well. That would be my suggestion. Let's talk money. Do you think record labels still control hip hop, or do independent artists truly run the game now? Independent artists run the game, most definitely. The underground is running shit right now. That's why you see the labels scrambling. Everybody looking for somebody right now. Everybody looking for somebody right now. Believe that. BLIZM in the house. BLIZM,
Hey, how
you an
you
hour
doing?
late, bro.
What's going on?
You an hour late, bro.
I know. Listen, I had something come up, so I wanted to hit you up because I was like, I didn't want to like be a no show. I had to take my son up to the emergency room, but I wanted to jump in because I was like, I didn't want to be a no show, and then it kind of got chaotic for me today. For like threw me all the way off, man.
Oh man, BLIZM, I'm sorry. Is your baby all right?
He grown, he grown, but he messed up his leg. You know what I'm saying? So you feel
He's
me? I had
still
to
your
drive him.
baby. He's still your baby.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, but that's what threw me off. So, and they just kind of threw me off. But I didn't want to be a no show. I was like, hold on, let me log in. And I had a reminder set, but I had my phone sitting in my truck, man. After that happened, I had to go pick him up from the gym and all that. It just threw my whole day off.
I thank you for popping in and at least letting the audience know what's going on before we got to get out of here. I think I got like maybe 20 minutes on this clock. But yeah, BLIZM, I was just talking junk just about 10 minutes before you jumped on here, so I'm glad you did.
Yeah, I know. I was like, I'm like never a no show, but I was like, listen, that happened at like 3:30, and I was like, it just completely made me lose track of like everything that I had going on, and I was packing. I'm leaving in the morning to go to South by and all that, so I was like, yo,
Yeah, yeah.
I looked at my phone. I was like, oh, I looked at my phone and I seen the text, and I was like, the inbox. I was like, the interview. I was like, I'm late, but I wanted to make sure I had. I'm coming over here trying to get some privacy in my car, real quick.
Yeah, BLIZM, I started answering your questions. I went to answering your questions for the audience because you wasn't there. So I went to putting on the show for you. You wanna answer a couple questions before you get out of here?
Yeah, I do. I do.
When you step behind the turntables or the mic, what energy are you trying to give the crowd that they can get from anyone else? That they can't get from anyone else?
Well, you mean when I step behind the mic?
Yes. Well, I seen
Um,
that you had a DJ on your thing too, so I was just, I had seen you registered for the DJ showcase, so you know.
right, right. Well, no, but I think that here's my thing with that. I feel like when I as from an artist perspective, I just try to kind of be more intimate. You know what I mean? I try to
Yeah.
like connect with the people on another level whenever I do it. But when I'm like interviewing people, like when I'm doing like K1's radio, when I'm in a media kind of kind of situation. I try to bring the most out of the artist. So I ask some real personal, crazy questions sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But I try not to be too, because I done had people that's been interviewed and they've been like in the middle of controversies. And I try not to make it too where it's like uncomfortable, but I try to make people laugh. I try to make people feed. I try to like build a positive energy. That's what I like to do. And I try to do as much as I can and stay away from like talking bad about people or making people in a position where they need to talk bad or, you know what I'm saying, do stuff like that or like talk negative about somebody. That's kind of like I try to keep the interviews positive and funny pretty much. But when I'm in artist mode, you know, I like to like talk to the audience. I like to like really pull them into like what I'm about to do because my songs be intricate like that.
Yeah.
So I like because I don't make like bland just run of the mill songs. They kind of all have a meaning. I try to coax them into what I'm about to do and what I'm about to get into whenever I do it, pretty much.
Yeah. 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 Okay, that's fly. Now, see, you had the same. You had about the same answer as me, because that was my answer too. Um, like the ability to be able to surround and camp and draw in as an artist is our greatest gift. You know.
Yeah,
Hit
yeah, it really is.
what one record? What's one record that completely changed the way you approach rapping or DJing, or why did it hit you so hard?
You talking about my records or anybody else?
Any record.
Um, Honestly, if we're talking about my music, I feel like the very first song I ever recorded is what made me kind of look at everything different. When I first heard my own voice on a song and the engineer played it back to me, like you know what I'm saying, and I heard myself, that kind of just changed my whole life because I felt like it sounded good. And I didn't think at first, I didn't know how I was gonna sound because I have a funny, like high pitched kind of voice. So after I did it and he mixed it and everything, and everybody was in the studio like, yeah, that go hard. I was like, that kind of changed my whole life, honestly. So
Yeah,
if we talking about like me, it was the first time I ever recorded myself and heard myself played back. If we talk about other songs, other people, I think I don't know, it's hard for me to name one song. I would say like because what really pulled me in at the very beginning of hip hop was like LL Cool J, like radio. You feel what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like when I
yeah,
first heard that and I'm bad, when I first heard I'm bad
yeah,
by LL Cool J, and
yeah,
I saw the
yeah,
video and I was like, oh, I was like, that I just felt like, yo, that was like the dopest thing I'd ever seen in my life. You know what I'm saying? I was a little kid,
yeah,
but I still felt like that was the craziest, dopest, coolest thing I ever seen in my life. And I just like everything. I like the energy from it. And I was like, yo, he looks like, I was like, I want to do that. Like, that was like my first, like, where I felt like, yeah, I want to do that, like, for real. But when I really fell in love and what changed my life was the first time I went to the studio and we record. And the first time I went to the studio, I recorded a whole song. I didn't like go in there playing. Like, I had written some songs. I got with a
yeah,
producer and I went in there and I recorded a whole song the first time. And then when it got mixed and played back to me, that was it. It changed my
yeah.
entire completely life, my whole life trajectory just went over there, honestly.
You want to hear something funny about Mr. LL Cool J? I met
What's that?
him. I was coming out of Harlem Records one day on my way back to my hometown, which is Newburgh, New York, the home of Mr. Saul Williams. I was just giving our brother Saul Williams his props because nobody recognized that he wasn't there on that Sinners cast,
Uh-huh.
but he was the preacher that made an impact in that goddamn on movie. But ain't nobody give our brother his props. So I was giving my hometown brother his props before you came on here, the slam man himself, Mr. Saul Stacy Williams. But I look back, going back with LL Cool J, right? And I was coming out of Harlem Records one night on my way back to the crib, and it was this little dude with an Apple Jack out there. He was selling records, right? And how I'm a person that I participate. So he was selling little records for $5. So I didn't have change. I had like $10. So I took him in the store, and me and him got like a pop and some chips to break the money, and I gave him the 5, and he gave me the record, and the record was "I Want You," and I brought it home, and it was boom boom cha boom 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 cha boom boom chi, boom yeah boom,
Yeah.
and I told him when I left there on 125th Street before I jumped on the train, I said to him, make sure you do good. I wanna see you doing good later on, And that little man wind up being LL Cool J. I bought like his first or second album, I Want You.
That's an incredible story. And like
Yeah,
being somebody from the South, I'm not from New York, so I'm from Florida. So like,
yeah,
everybody grew up on New York hip hop essentially because it was the mecca, like it was the first introduction that we had to it. So we all
yeah,
grew up. If you were my age, you grew up on New York hip hop. You didn't have to be from New York.
yeah,
So it's crazy that just to have that kind of influence on a global scale, just this little kid in this little small town in Florida seeing you, you know what I mean? And that's kind of like another reason why I kind of came back out and started producing and created a whole new album and did more music because I saw artists like him still going. He just dropped the album and it
yeah,
slide. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And it was good.
yeah,
And I was like, yo, he's like, if this guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is no, I mean, I know he an all-time GOAT, and I know he's him, but the point is the point. Like, if he's still capable of doing it at whatever level, I feel like it's a trickle-down effect. And I feel like that's a reason why a lot of like older artists right now are dropping music because it's like I feel like the ageism in hip hop is kind of being scraped away, and people are like, "Yo, if you still dope, just drop it
yeah.
and let the chips
No,
fall where they may." You know
the
what I mean?
ages of the ages of rap. Hip hop's
Right,
still alive.
right. Yeah,
The ages of rap is gone. You feel what I'm saying?
yep,
But you
yep.
know what? The funny part about it, Blizzum, is that my life seemed to have always taken this sort of turn because I used to do this little panel with Mr. Magic way back when I was a little kid. I was like a little kid DJ. Like everybody know me to be a little kid DJ. Like that little kid from the DJ way back when. And so I
Right,
would go to these little panels with Mr. Magic, and then um, I picked Susan Vega. Like they would give us these songs to pick out, and out of all of them, I thought Tom's Diner was the best. And then all I hear is, all over the world. I went to Italy and I heard
right.
and it took me back to 14 and 15 when I picked this song out for this lady. You get what I'm saying? Like that's how
Yeah,
far back my life span. And then Track Masters, I was his first manager. I was Polk's first manager. I took him on them little trips out and to open up for the Force MDs and stuff like that. So for him to come back as the world famous Track Masters, those things like that bring tears to my eyes because what I'm saying to you is that I've always been in some sort of position to be amongst these people like this, like
right.
Dochi or like little Damani. I had, been pressing him since the Revolt Fest a couple years back. Like, don't give this thing up because you really, really fly. Like
Right.
you're not your dad, but you got your own thing. No, you
Yeah,
got your
yeah.
own thing.
But yeah, I think people realize he was dope a while ago. Like I know I did. Like
Yeah, though.
I had
Yeah,
been
no,
playing
a
his
lot of
music,
people sleep on him though.
yeah, yeah. I've been playing his music for a while. Like when I first heard him, I was like, oh no, he got that
Yeah,
real vibe, like that kind of Outcast Earth
yeah.
Gang vibe, kind of sort of. And I was like, yeah, I was like, I really liked him. So I'm glad that but it's hard when you have a parent. I can only imagine it having a parent, and it's crazy because like my son, he wants to kind of sort of follow in my footsteps, and he's like looking and he's doing things. My son is actually featured on my new album, and it's the first time he's been public. Like he's got little songs that he got on hard drives with his friends, but him being featured on my album is the first time it's been public and put out and pushed out like that.
Yeah,
So people are
yeah.
hearing his voice on a song for the first time. And it's like I can see like how hard he wants to like impress me. So I can only imagine my dad being T.I. You know what I mean? How much pressure that would be.
Absolutely.
Like, but
Absolutely.
he's nice though. So it's like, yo, you know
But
what I mean?
that
It
was
is
our
what it is. And
conversation. That was
yeah,
our whole conversation right there.
yeah,
That's the exact conversation that I gave him. I said, listen to me, baby. I know how hard it is to follow in the footsteps of your parent and their greatness.
right, right. It
Don't
really is.
don't compete with that. Don't compete with the greatness of your parent. Collab with it.
Yep.
And then when I knew that Damani listened to what I said to him, and I said to him way back when, I said, and get me a song that I can get to the DJs. If you get me a song, I'm gonna fly it out and I'm gonna get it to the DJs and we're gonna pump you up. And he
Hey,
sent me, and he sent me Shake It Off. I'm gonna shake it off.
right.
You know what I'm saying? He sent me that, and I flavored it up and sent it out to the DJs. And next thing you know, everybody was rocking "Move Out My Goddamn Way." You get what I'm saying? I said that's what I'm
Right.
talking about. This is how we work together to make those who are really, really for real get to where they got to get to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
you
I
feel
agree with
me?
that wholeheartedly. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying to you. I thank you for coming in. Even so, you get what I'm saying? 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm stern when it comes to on time when it comes to artists and different people. And the
Yeah.
reason why is because me being a former exec, I know the trends.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm almost like, I'm batting like 99%. Like if that hadn't happened, I already had like my computer at home laid out, ready to go. I had my backdrops up, everything. I was ready to go. And then I got caught up doing that. And I was like, I'm not going to make it back home. I was like, and then I was like, I just was like, at first I was like, maybe I should just text her and let her know. But I was like, nah, let me just jump on it and try to get on my phone. At least, try to get in the room and try to have a
Yeah,
conversation.
yeah.
Cause I'm like,
Well, at least
I'm almost never late. Cause I have a platform myself. So I understand that. Like I hate when people do it. So it's like, my apologies. But if that hadn't happened, I'd normally be on time. But, you know, had to handle my
what we
family business.
can do is
Yeah.
we can take this segment still. That's why I said I'm glad that you came because I can actually pull from this segment
Yeah.
and give you your just due. You feel me?
Yeah.
So let me ask you this question. Let me ask you this. What's the wildest or most ridiculous song request you've ever gotten while rapping? And what was your response?
I was at, I was at, I wasn't, I was, again, I'm not
Woo!
a D, I'm not, because I'm not a DJ. I want to be clear. I'm not a DJ. I'm a program director. Right.
Yeah, yes.
So I'm the program director. But one time we were doing a live remote, and I booked the DJ. The person was looking for a DJ. It was one of the DJs that DJ on our broadcast, and on top of that, they wanted me to come out and just set my radio stuff up, right? So
Yeah,
I say, cool, no problem. All right, but it was a 16-year-old's party. You feel me?
yeah.
And they wanted us to play "My Neck and My Back" by Kia for these
Oh no.
16-year-olds.
Yeah, no.
And I'm like, bro, like, and it was
No.
a female that requested it, right? She's like, it was her auntie or something, and they ratchet. So I'm looking at the mama, because the mama was like, the mama booked me, you know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at the
Yeah,
mama, she's
yeah.
like, play kid, and I'm like, I don't mind. I mean, I'm like, y'all twerking or whatever. So my DJ was like,
The clean
I
version.
need like the mama. No, even the dirty version of "My Neck and My Back" is still gangster. You know what I
You
mean?
hear me right there about the clean version?
Right. The clean version of "My Neck and My Back" is still like kind of crazy for a teen party. We know they're teens. We know what teenagers do. I know what I was doing
Yeah,
at 16. I was
yeah,
my neck and my back, literally. But
yeah,
hold on a second. My
yeah.
light came out. Yeah, my car cut up. My light cut up in my car.
You
Say my
got crack
battery.
it. You got
Yeah.
crack the door again. Click click. Hit
But
the door. Look. Click
so listen. So my DJ, he looks over at the mom. I look at her because he was like, she just asked me to play Kia. And I'm like, ask the mama. You know what I'm saying? Do not play that record. Because I booked you. So I'm like, don't play that song. You feel me?
Yeah, no.
Until let the mama come along. And the mama came up, was like, hell no. You know what I'm saying? So I was like,
Yeah,
that's why I asked you. You know what I'm saying? And the aunt was over there like, they know what they do. The aunt was like, they already know. They all grown. I'm like, and the mom was like, no. But I was like, why would you ask me to play "My Neck and My Back" at this sweet 16 party? You know what I'm saying? Because she did it
yeah,
all big
yeah,
for her baby. She's like, I'm gonna bring a radio station and I'm gonna have it. She brought. I was like, you booked me. I'm coming out, and it was cool. But I was like, when it was the aunt was like, yeah, I play "My Neck and My Back."
And you know
Play
the
my.
the bad part about that, bro. Funny part about that, as us being in that type of field, right? It's
Uh-huh.
good that you have enough sense to say, "Nah, I ain't playing that."
Yeah.
But you know where I don't see that discernment at the reggae spot or at the
Oh, they
reggae
different though.
party. Yeah, I
They
just
they
for the
different.
life of me,
Have you been to Jamaica?
no, I ain't gonna. I don't even like them like that.
I've been. That's another conversation. No,
I love them. Don't get me
I feel.
wrong.
Listen,
I love
I
them
feel
though,
what
but
you're
don't
saying,
get
but
me
they be
wrong.
rude.
Yeah,
I feel what you're
I
saying. But
you
I got
know.
some cool Jamaican friends, so I've been twice,
Yeah,
and I'm
I
supposed to
love them
go.
like that. Believe me, my
Yeah,
cousins
but
is Jamaican. They have Jamaican, so
yeah, they be
you
getting
know.
like they be the sexualization to them is far more open and far less like once like in the clubs and like it's not the same as it is over here. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like
yeah,
what's taboo over here ain't the same over there, especially in like the city parts. So I mean, that's not surprising to me. You know what I mean? Because they be whining and
yeah.
everything, and they be little kids, and
I
the
know.
mamas be like, "Woo!" Like you know what I'm saying? Like amping them up, like you know what I mean? Whereas we might be like, "Why you?" You know, we may look at that sideways because they be like 11 or 12. You feel what I'm saying? So
Now us,
not all of them, but like some of them are like they don't look at it the same way as we do because they look at it as part of their culture type thing. And
yeah,
when I was over there, they're like, I seen some little girls and they was like whining, like real whining, like, and I was like,
yeah.
and people were like cheering them on, like, and I'm like, now if we had some little 11, 12-year-old girls twerking over here to the wrong kind of song, we're gonna catch all kind of hell over here in America for that.
And we gonna beat them, and we gonna beat
Yeah.
them too. Yeah, we gonna beat them too, for real. Beat that
Yeah.
ass. I'm not playing with you. You better stop dancing like that. But no, you know what happened though, bro? I'm trying to say something to you, right? Because you being a caster, just like me, a caster, I recognize, and even as a DJ from years and years ago, like when people ask me certain questions, and me, being from years ago of thoroughness, right? I'm the DJ that opened up for Dougie Fresh and them, from when they first started. I'm one of them DJs from when they
Right.
first got started. You understand? So when they ask me certain stuff and what happened and what changed, I always tell them Biggie Small.
As far as what changed with hip hop, you mean?
Yes, because
That
it went from lyrical to bumping and grinding and shooting up something.
you don't feel like Biggie was lyrical?
He was lyrical on the shooting up and kicking in doors and bumping and grinding on
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
You feel what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like he brought that Jamaican culture to the hip hop scene, and then he brought Nasty Kim with him.
Oh my
And the
God.
first song she made, I mean, the first album cover she made, her whole twat is on the front of the cover. Like, and then
Also
they
true.
trying to figure out what happened, and I'm looking around like, what the fuck y'all mean? What happened?
You think it started there? I don't. I mean, well, okay.
No,
So I'm from the South.
it started with Salt and Pepper. It
Push it.
started with
Oh, you
Salt and
went way
Pepper.
back then. So yeah,
It
that was the
did.
first sexual. That was the
It went
first sexual song. Yeah,
for
yeah,
real.
yeah.
It did. It started with Salt and Pepper, and then it just progressed on and on and on and on and on and on until now they over there talking about I used to be scared of the. Now I throw lips to it. I'm like, on a song?
But did you play it though? Did you play it?
No, no,
You didn't play it?
no,
No.
no.
Okay.
I don't play that. I play the
Okay.
beat. I don't play the raps and stuff. Go through, go. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this doggone video. But go through my video section. You don't see none of that music on there. And I'm one of the flyest DJs for real though when it comes to the blend. But I don't mess with all that, bro, for real, because it's some people coming behind us that we gotta leave a memory for and a good memory.
Yeah. Yeah. And that was kind of sort of the mind frame that I went to when I dropped my new album, my album that just came out like last week, The Dangerous Unk.
Tell us about it.
Um,
Tell us about it.
yeah, so I dropped that album. This is my first actual album that I've released in 15 years. I haven't released an album in 15 years as an artist. it's been that long. I was focused on K100 radio and life was life, and I was raising my kids, getting myself established and doing a lot of different things that I probably should have did a lot earlier, but I was I was so into hip hop and so being an artist, a
Yeah,
lot of things
yeah,
I was late. Buying my first home, getting married. I did all that in the past 15 years, right?
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? Just
Life be
growing up.
life. Yeah, life
Right,
be life. Yeah,
right. So it had been 15 years since I did music. And to make the conversation short and quick, to get to the point, I decided to get back into the game one last time, which a lot of people feel like when I drop this album, it can't be my last one because they feel like it's so good. Why would it be? But for me, I felt like it was like a legacy thing. I hadn't
yeah,
done an album in so long. And after over the past 15 years, I've been doing K100 radio, and I've got this massive network of people and artists and platforms that I know. And a lot of them
yeah,
didn't even understand or really know the artist me. They just they knew me as the guy who started K100 radio, the program director, the founder of the platform. They never
yeah,
really got into my music. And so I was like, all these people all over the globe know me because of that brand, but they don't know the artist me. And after a while, I was just like, listen, I need to drop one more. It was just heavy on my heart, man. It was that and a couple
yeah,
of things, but it really just was on my heart as an artist, as a creative. Like, I got to give the people something. But now it's 15 years later, so I'm a completely different person, right? You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
I'm a family man and
yeah,
all that. My
yeah,
kids are grown.
yeah. The
I
lyrics
named the
change.
album right. So
Yeah,
I named the album The Dangerous Unk. And on the album, if you listen
that's
to
why.
it, there's a lot of like songs where I'm not even on that like at all. Like I got songs talking about mental health. I got songs talking about relationships. I got songs talking about my family. I got a song called my favorite song on the album is a song called Family Ties, where it's my first cousin, my brother, my son, and me. And I'm talking
Yeah,
about getting back to the family reunions type vibe, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So that's the vibe that I'm on. And that's the reason. And the reason why is because I felt like when it came to hip hop, a lot of the pushback when it came down to the ageism in hip hop is because we had a lot of cats who were older who were trying to rap like they was young and it didn't make sense. You feel me? They
Future.
was 30,
You
almost
talking about
40,
who? You
trying to
talking
sound like
about
they
Future?
22.
Who you
Right.
talking
You
about?
know what I'm
Future?
saying? So I'm just like, when I decided to do this album, I said, I'm gonna act my age. I'm gonna make age appropriate, I'm make an age appropriate album. Now I'm still cussing. I'm still talking my talk. I still tell you about stories of back when I was in the game and all that kind of stuff. But I always tell you the story,
And
tell
how it
you not to
changed.
follow my steps, and then
That's
tell
right.
you the reason why after that. You feel what I'm
That's
saying?
right.
It's as far as like a real unk, like a real OG, like a real big bro supposed to do. I'm not supposed to encourage these YNs to go out there and do that crazy stuff I did. I'm supposed to tell them why you shouldn't do it and then give them a valid reason why at the end of the song and wrap it up. You feel what I'm saying? And so that's what I'm doing on a lot of the records. I got those kind of records, and then I got personal records that's talking about my life journey and my walk. You feel what I'm saying? But I'm almost 50 years old, so at this point, I was like, I'm not gonna make an album trying to sound like I'm 20. I'm gonna make an album sound like I'm my age. I'm just gonna make
Yeah,
it dope, lyrical over some dope beats. And I think that's why people are gravitating to it.
yeah. Not only that, but it's needed.
Yeah,
I don't know if you noticed. And I had called a lot of the older rappers back to the table because right before you got on, I was saying to the audience about being in artist development
yeah,
and how I noticed certain mishaps in artist development and in the artists right now. There's some steps missing because they ain't want to pay the money, right?
right.
And so there's a lack of development with the artists, and so we need the older rappers to come back forward to actually give a master class.
Yeah,
Because what happened when you seen no rap on the BET at all, there was no rap in the categories of hip hop anywhere. That means that there needs to be a master class. And
right.
also, the master class has to be, like you said, the growing process of how I used to be, but how it is now for real, right? Because
Exactly.
after takeoff, that had killed the money.
Yeah,
That was the end of the money right there. That was where the money got strained out, right? Because that was an unnecessary hit right there.
right, right. And it got
You feel me?
everything kind of got a little crazy. Yeah,
I'm telling you, it shut everything down. Now, why? Because now all of y'all are a liability.
yep,
So now we need the hip hop back in the game, the masterclass series. Feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
Okay, we need the masterclass series back in the ball game. You know, the real hitters from way back that was really striking it out the park though,
Yeah.
in order to save the game.
And we got to step up to the call. You feel me? And I, as a true indie who really put out. I'm a true indie. So all my music I paid for and put out. I own my own independent label. I always have. I started in 1999. All my releases have been up under my own independent imprint. And so on a grand scale, you right on the big level. And if and as somebody who represents the independent artist community, I felt compelled to do it. At the same time,
Yeah,
we've got the people, we've got the LLs and the clips and who else, Killer Mike and everybody who won the Grammy. We got all these guys who got the major
yeah,
machines behind them.
yeah,
But even on the independent level, it needed to be seen and done. And I also felt like that was another good reason why I needed to come on out. And it's been like the reception of it has been so amazing. Like the people have just been just
yeah.
the feedback and everybody just the level of acceptance of me even doing it
Oh, oh
has
no,
been just
bro.
phenomenal. You know?
The independent side is crazy.
Yeah,
Independent
yeah,
side is way different than industry right now. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, especially the underground up in New York. If you get up there with S Rock and them, the Titans of rap up there in New York,
Right.
man, S Rock and them is kicking it strong up there in the underground.
Yeah.
You feel me? So and we all spread out in different ways. I'm down here in Florida with you, but I'm from New York.
Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So my reach is different, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I like the all of them because I'm a whatever I get from over there, I'm a toss and we gonna play ball. We gonna bingo along the all stars all day.
Right. Right. For sure. For sure.
You get what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
We
I
we
do.
we gonna bingo along it all day. We gonna bingo along traveling all stars all day.
Yeah. And it's
You
and
feel
it's
me?
and for people who have, like, from an artist perspective, yeah, we got to create the music, but even from a platform perspective, we got to support
Yeah,
the music when it come out. Like the art, we can,
yeah,
like I said, I could go ahead and drop this music all day long, but it don't matter if I don't have the support of the platform. So you can't on one hand tell me hip hop needs this and we need to clean it up and blah blah. We need the old heads to come back out, and then when we drop, y'all don't support us. You feel what I'm
oh
saying?
no,
That's why
I support
that's why it was so important for me to make sure I had to make sure I just chimed in from my phone, because
you. Yeah,
I appreciate the support, period, point blank, from
yeah,
anybody at this point, because nobody has to support you, and that's what a lot of the artists don't understand. Like, support isn't guaranteed; it's earned. You feel me? So at the end of the day, it's like, that's why I was like, I got to go to the car real quick, and I was like, I got to go to the car real quick and at least get on this call, because I don't like people feeling like I'm not appreciative, because as a platform myself, it's on us too to push that
yeah,
kind of content and that
yeah,
music when we get it.
yeah,
When they give it to us,
yeah.
when we make it, we got to also push it. And that comes from the majors and the indies, both of us.
And see, I don't do the music so much on my channel because of the copyright. I literally asked for permission. So had you gotten here a little earlier, I would have gotten permission and then we could have gave them a preview of your stuff. But what I do allow everyone to do is give them where they can find your music at. Where can they find you at, BLIZM?
Oh, definitely. So, like I said, my new album, The Dangerous Ump, it just came out. The first single is called Clean Up Nice. It's a grown and sexy song. You know what I'm saying? It's talk about putting putting your button up on.
Why
You know
you
what I mean?
grab on yourself though,
Yeah,
Blizz? Why
because
you
I ain't really cleaned up right now. I'm looking rough, but I'm kind of
you said
it's about that. But
you
I ain't looking. I've been going crazy, but I ain't clean. I'm not cleaned up nice right now, but I can clean up nice. So the single
yeah.
"Clean Up Nice" is the first song featuring C Renee out of Tampa. Shout out to her. Shout out to a really dope feature. And like I said, the album just came out about 8 days ago. All you got to do is go to dangerousump.com. Dangerous Ump, UNC. Dangerous Ump. If you type in BLIZM, BLIZM, like it says right here on the screen, my name, everything about me will pull up. I've been doing this for a long time, so it's gonna automatically pull up. But my website is Chainless ENT, or you can go to K100radio.com. All of it's gonna cross reference. You'll find me.
Yes.
But the name of the album, just type in BLIZM or Dangerous Unk. It's available on all DSPs. It came out last week. Like I said, it's been doing crazy good numbers. And I just want to say thank you
Okay.
again. My apologies again for being late, but I
No,
really want to say thank you again for the platform. For real, for real.
no, BLIZM, my pleasure. My bro, each one. You
Absolutely.
feel me? Come on now. Each one. I want you guys to make sure that you go down there to that South by Southwest Festival and turn the whole party out. I sent
Absolutely.
you I sent I sent Fly Tie and DR period y'all way. Um
Okay.
I don't know if you know who DR period is.
I think I
You
heard of him
should
though.
know
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
DR period
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
that legendary producer, the
Yeah.
Antioch producer and the
Yeah.
Mob Deep producer and the Shook Ones producer and the you feel me?
Right. Well, I'm gonna be
So
set up down there. We'll be set up at South by Southwest K100 Radio. I'll be set up at the Making It Compound with Making It
yeah,
Magazines, Making It Compound. I have everything set up to do interviews and everything. And I'm also performing for the first time ever. I've been going to South by Southwest for years, but I haven't put
yeah.
out music in so long. So this will be the first time I'm actually going to perform on stage too. So I'll be doing double duty. So I definitely see that they won't be able to miss me because when I set up, I set up.
Yeah, you make sure you grab them and catch an interview with them. I sent them you guys his way, so I'm just
Okay.
waiting on their publicity from Kelby and Kim for the making the compound, so that they can make sure that they come and give you guys a quick holla holla and
Absolutely.
y'all. Yeah, and y'all make sure that y'all get in there with them and because if this is what you need, like there's gonna be things that we need, and there's gonna be people that we need to touch bases with.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. So you're not gonna
Because
be there? I thought you was
the,
coming. You're not coming?
the
You're not
music,
coming?
I'm getting old. I'm probably gonna have a computer set up to do interviews.
Okay.
I'll have a computer there, and I'll be doing live interviews from a distance. But not this year. I've been there twice, and this year I done got a little bit too lazy. But I'll be there next year with the whole Blast Radio team, because I don't know if you know, you're not just on my site, BLIZM, you're also on Blast 247 Radio right now, as well. So you're streaming through Blast Radio, you're streaming through Facebook, you're streaming through Instagram, YouTube, and also X all at one time, bro. So it's not just us, is what I'm
Right.
trying to say to you. So you're being seen by many people at the same time, bro. And I just want to say to you, thank you for knowing to come in and stop in, because I can at least get your information out now because
Right.
you have presented it. And BLIZM, where can they catch your show?
Well, K100 Radio is a live streaming broadcast 24/7, so you can log on anytime. K100radio.com. We do have our mobile app available on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. We're also listed on TuneIn Radio. If you already subscribed to that, just type in K100 Radio. We'll pull right up. So, you can tune in to K100 Radio anytime. If you want to hear a particular show, you can go to our website on K100radio.com and look at our show schedule. We got different shows, different DJ sets and mix shows and stuff. So whatever you kind of vibe on, you can kind of find it over there on the show schedule. But anytime you open up our app, we live 24/7 playing music, breaking
Okay.
new records, playing independent artists. You know what I mean? 24/7.
Okay, that's hot. Now, don't be scared to show up next year when my fly ass show up. And don't be scared when you see me. And
I
don't
want
start
I
that
I, I,
old don't start that
I
old
want to
hiding
see
and ducking and stuff like you don't want to give me a hug and stuff.
you.
say
I'm not.
say
I'm not.
no, that's my teammate. That's my team.
Oh man. At least I had a haircut today. I don't know. It's been one of those days. It's been one of those days for me. I'm sorry.
That's nah, BLIZM.
Yeah.
Best health to the baby boy, and
Yeah, he'll,
thank you
he'll be all right.
again. Yeah, thank you
Yeah,
once
he'll be all right.
again. And we gonna get up again when your music drop it off so we can drop it off.
Absolutely. I'm gonna get what I got to you right now. Matter of fact, after
Yeah,
we get in this discussion, I'm gonna get with you and get you what I got. I think you'll like it. Based on our conversation today, based on
yeah,
our conversation,
yeah.
I think you're gonna like it. I think
And
you're
not
gonna like
only that, but BLIZM, our network has now advanced. It's not just here, but it's in the UK, it's in Australia, it's in South Korea, and beyond. So we have just expanded a couple days ago, bro.
That's
And
what's up.
so that's what I'm trying to tell you. So get your stuff to me so I can drop it off over here, over there, and over there, so we can. You feel me?
Okie doke. I got you. Hey, thank you for having me on. I appreciate you.
Thank you, BLIZM. I appreciate you. God bless.
All right. Have a good night, y'all.
Have fun at the festival.
All right. See you later.
Oh, that was all right. See, he did come and drop on in. That's hot to death. See, that's hot to death. Because I was going to talk about him. Y'all know I was going to talk about him. Not bad, but a little bit. And I'm always over schedule. Y'all know that. And as once again, thank God that he did pop in, which brought me over schedule. So y'all know I got to get out of here. But before I do, know that I love you. I'm always love you. And that is not going to change. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Who's on next week? I think it's Samari Benjamin is on next week. Sportscaster, Mr. Samari Benjamin will be in the building next week, and we will see him then, and I'll see y'all then.
Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speakers. I can't hear y'all haters, you gotta speak up. I don't need to slow down, I need to speed up. Anonymous activity, Bobby B stuff. Jealousy's a ski mask, emotion, and eat up. Fresh out of the freezer. Fresh, guess I was freezed up. Fresh out of the deeper freezer, cause I'm deeper than any voice on speaker.